Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Wednesday, May 31st. We've got a 9-game main slate today on this Wednesday. The slate's kind of loaded with pitching options, have a bunch of studs up top. The value pitchers, there aren't really any value pitchers that I'm really feeling good about. I definitely think you're going to want to pay up for your at least one pitcher today, possibly both. Like I said, I think a lot of good pitchers up top. It's kind of slim down in the value range, but there are a few players that I like that I really do feel good about. So that's the way I'm going to be attacking the slate. Going to be paying up for one stud and then looking for a little bit of a value guy. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so like I said, I definitely think you want to pay up for at least one pitcher today. Right now, I'm looking at Jacob deGrom up top, 12,000, getting a matchup against the Brewers. Now, although the Brewers did get off to a really hot start this year, hitting the ball, they have really struggled as of late. If you look at their splits versus right-handed pitchers in the last 7 days, they have really struggled offensively. They're still striking out a ton, 25.7% of the time versus righties in the last 7 days. On the year versus righties, they're striking out 24.1% of the time, and in the last 7 days, just about the same, 25.7%. But if you look at their offensive statistics, the Brewers have really struggled offensively lately. They're only hitting a 207 average versus righties and a 274 WOBA in the last 7 days. Now, if you look at their stats on the year, it's a lot better, hitting a 250 average and a 326 WOBA, but I'm definitely going to be attacking this team just because they've been performing so bad lately, and I love this spot for deGrom. Since the Brewers have not been good, I definitely think you can attack them here, and I also love that deGrom's going to be pitching at home in New York. That is a good ballpark for pitchers. deGrom does pitch a lot better at home. If you look at his splits, through 4 games this year at home, he has averaged 25 DraftKings points. Through 7 games on the road, he has only averaged 19. So deGrom's a lot better in his home park. So I love him today. I actually think he's kind of underpriced at 12,000. I expect him to be a little bit more expensive than that. Like I said, I definitely think this Brewers team is a team that you can attack right now. They're just not good hitting the ball right now. They're definitely a cold offense. So you can attack them with your pitchers, and I'm going to be attacking them today with Jacob deGrom. I think he actually has really good upside here. The Brewers have not been hitting the ball well, and they've still been striking out a ton. So I love Jacob deGrom as my SP1 today, 12,000. And then for my SP2, I'm going to be looking towards the mid-range, and I'm going to be looking at James Paxton today, pitching at home against the Rockies. Now, this is Paxton's first start back off the DL. So he might have a limit on his pitches. Be sure to take note of that. If Paxton is sort of limited, I'll probably get off of him. But right now, I'm not expecting much of a limit. So I really like James Paxton today, pitching at home away from Coors Field. The Rockies are not going to be in Coors here, and they definitely struggle away from Coors. They actually do struggle a lot versus lefties. If you look at their splits so far this year versus left-handed pitchers, the Rockies do strike out a ton versus lefties. They're striking out 24.2% of the time versus left-handed pitchers. Offensively, they do hit pretty well against lefties, 272 average, and a 338 WOBA. But when you get the Rockies away from Coors, they're definitely a team that you can attack. Paxton has just been so solid this year. Before he got injured, he was just killing it. And Paxton definitely has the strikeout upside, so I love this spot for him in GPPs. I think he might actually be low owned just because this is his first start off the DL. People might shy away from that. But like I said at the beginning, if he doesn't have much of a pitch count limit, I love James Paxton today as my SP2, which is 8,200. I think he has great upside here. I think he could definitely get close to double-digit strikeouts, maybe even exceed that. Like I said, whenever you get the Rockies away from Coors Field, they're definitely a team that you want to attack. So I'm going to be looking at James Paxton as my SP2, which is 8,200. When you plug those two guys in, it leaves you about an average of 3,700 remaining per player. So we're definitely going to have to be looking for some value hitters for my 3 hitters. So starting off, my first value hitter that I like at first base is Chris Davis at just 3,500, getting a matchup against Masahiro Tanaka. Now, people that look at BVP, they're probably going to shy away from Davis here. He has struggled against Tanaka, and it's actually a pretty solid sample size. 15 at-bats. Chris Davis only has 3 hits against Tanaka, so he's only hitting 200 against him. But one of those hits was a home run, so take it for what it's worth. But I just love Chris Davis today. I'm not really going to shy away from him from the BVP. I love his price tag, and I love the ballpark. He's going to be playing at home in Baltimore, in Camden Yards. That ballpark's a great ballpark for hitters. Chris Davis is really cheap at just 3,500. I know he's been really cold lately. He's put 3 zeros in his box score in his last 4 games. But we know Chris Davis has a ton of home run potential. It only takes one swing for him to hit value. I could definitely see him going deep against Tanaka. Davis will be getting the platoon advantage. He does hit righties very well, and we've seen Tanaka struggle big time this year. So I like Chris Davis as a value play that you can target at first base for just 3,500. Second base, there's a guy that I like here that I'm going to be looking for value, and that's Andrew Romine, 3,200, getting a matchup against Ian Kennedy. Romine right now, the Tigers' projected lineup, he is projected to bat leadoff. So I love Romine today as a value play that you can target at second base if he is leading off. He's just 3,200 on DraftKings, which is great value for a leadoff hitter. And Romine definitely has potential. If you look at his box score in his last 4 games, he's put up 8, 7, 15, and 10 DraftKings points. So he can definitely get the job done. And I like this matchup against Ian Kennedy. Ian Kennedy has not been good this year. He has definitely struggled. And Andrew Romine's going to be batting from his left side. And he does actually bat a lot better from his left. So I like Andrew Romine. Is a value play that you can target at second base for just 3,200. Like I said, he is projected to bat leadoff. And if he is in the starting lineup, batting leadoff, he's one of my favorite value plays that you can be targeting second base with that cheap price tag. And then my final value play, we're going to be going to shortstop, and I'm going to be looking at Andrelton Simmons, just 3,600, getting a matchup against Jaime Garcia. Simmons will be getting the platoon advantage against the lefty, so I like this spot for Simmons. He's actually been hitting the ball very well lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 8, 16, 3, and 14 DraftKings points. With Mike Trout out of this Angels lineup, the Angels are going to need hitters to step up, and I expect Simmons to do that. So he is a value play that I'm going to be looking at shortstop. He does get a really good matchup against Garcia. Garcia has definitely struggled at times this year, and he does struggle to righties. And Andrelton Simmons, he definitely hits lefties very well, so I like him as a value play that you can target at shortstop, just 3,600. You're going to need these really cheap value plays if you want to pay up for a pitcher, which is something I recommend today. So when you plug in those 5 plays, that leaves you an average of 3,900 remaining per player, which you can definitely work around. If there's a couple of value plays that you like, maybe plug those in and then build around that. So yeah, these are my top 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Jacob deGrom, James Paxton, Chris Davis, Andrew Romine, and Andrelton Simmons. Now I'm going to give you guys some other players that you can roster at each position. So get out a pen and paper, try and remember some of these names. So other pitchers that I like, besides the guys that I gave in my top 5 plays, I definitely think all the studs up top are in play. Max Scherzer against San Francisco, that's a great matchup, great pitcher-friendly park. I definitely think Scherzer is in play, but he is really expensive at 13.3. So that's the one reason I got off of him and went to deGrom. I really like the savings that you're getting with deGrom. Chris Archer against Texas. Archer would probably be the one stud that I don't play today. He is really expensive, over 11K, and it's not that good of a matchup against Texas. Texas definitely have some lefty bats that could take Archer deep, and they're going to be playing in Texas, which is a ballpark for hitters. So I don't know if I'd be on Archer. Carlos Martinez, I definitely think he's in play against the Dodgers. So I think all those 4 studs up top are definitely in consideration. But right now I'm leaning Jacob deGrom. And then SP2, there aren't really many SP2s that I really feel that good about, except James Paxton. Maybe the only guy that I would target as a cheap SP2 would probably be Jesse Chavez, pitching at home against the Braves. The Braves have just been so bad lately without Freddie Freeman, so they're definitely a team that you can attack. But I don't really feel confident in Jesse Chavez. He definitely has the potential to get blown up. So that's why I'm leaning Paxton as my SP2. I love the spot for Paxton. I think he has crazy upside here against the Rockies. They do strike out a lot, so I'm leaning towards deGrom and Paxton as my 2 pitchers right now. Catcher, if you're looking to pay up at catcher, I really like Alex Avila. If you need a mid-range catcher, I like Salvador Perez. And if you need a value catcher, I like Martin Maldonado. First base, towards the top, I like Logan Morrison. If you need a mid-range play at first base, I like Hanley Ramirez. And if you need a value play, I like Lucas Duda. And like I said, I also like Chris Davis for value at first base. Second base, towards the top, I love Daniel Murphy against Matt Cain. Murph just seems way too cheap at 4,300. I definitely think Murph is probably a great play at second base if you're not looking to go for value. Also, towards that same price range, I definitely like Neil Walker as well. And then my value play at second base is Andrew Romine. I definitely think Andrew Romine's a really good value play today if he leads off. Third base, towards the top, I like Anthony Rendon. At the mid-range third base, I love Manny Machado at just 4K. Manny Machado just seems too cheap against Tanaka, so I like Manny Machado at the mid-range at third base. And if you need a value play at third base, I like Kyle Seager. Shortstop towards the top, there aren't really many guys I like up top. Probably the only guy that I would target up towards the top is Xander Bogaerts. I definitely think the Red Sox are probably one of the top stacks today against Mike Pelfrey. Pelfrey has just been so bad this year, so I like the Red Sox. Pretty much all of them are in play. And if you need a value play besides Andrelton Simmons, like Asdrubal Cabrera for value at shortstop, I definitely think he is in play. Then at outfield, at the top of the outfield list, I think Mookie Betts is probably one of the best plays on this slate. He's actually really cheap at just $4,900. I did not expect him to be that cheap. Getting the matchup against Pelfrey, I love Mookie Betts today. I'm gonna try and get him into all my lineups. It's definitely gonna be hard if you want to pay up for a pitcher, but if you find a lot of value plays, you can definitely jam in Mookie Betts. I think he's one of the best plays on the slate. Then if you need some value plays at outfield, there are a couple value plays I really like. First off, I like Kevin Kiermaier, I like Ender Inciarte, and I like Colby Rasmus as well for value at outfield. Those are just some other guys that you can target for value. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You can use my top 5 plays, use some of the picks that I gave, and you guys can build a lineup out of that. Or if you want to get my lineups, then be sure to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So message me on Twitter if you are interested in that. And if you want to see my results of my lineups, then follow me on Twitter as well. I do post all my results on Twitter. Even if I win or lose, I show you guys the full lineup that I gave out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload these videos pretty much every day, so be sure to subscribe if you never want to miss out on any of my content. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Sniff and blow, that's her antidote. I can't believe you don't smoke anymore. My crew is chillin', but I'm over there getting raw. A lot of women, but I'm still fucking different hoes. My sidekick, we broke up, turned into foes. The summer just passed, but damn, you fucking cold.